Hey guys, Sean here at the Gardener Center. So, here we are a couple weeks into March, and just like clockwork, every year, one of the very first things people start coming into the store for and start asking about is lawn care products. And that's okay. It's just the right time to start thinking about your lawn. And I know everyone's anxious to get outside and do something, and every landscape and garden projects almost always begin with the lawn here. So this week, I'm going to talk about some lawn care products because yes, it's time to start thinking about them, and yes, it is time to start using some of them, but timing is critical with some lawn care products, and some of these lawn care products are expensive. So we want to make sure you know which products to use, and more importantly, when to use them so that you have the most success and you get your best results for them. So if you're thinking about getting out and doing some work in the lawn this week or this weekend, stick around. All right, guys, so I kind of separated my table out into two areas this morning. So I have over here the you can go ahead and use them now items, and then the sorry, but you got to wait a bit to use items over here on this side. So I'm going to just go quickly through them and let you know the reasoning behind all of that. So over here in the yes, you can use these now pile is one of the most overlooked items, and that is garden lime or lawn lime. This happens to be Magical, which is a fast-acting type of lime. People come in here every year and spend a fortune on lawn care products. And a lot of you guys know who you are, because I see you every single year coming in and buying armloads of everything. But lime is one thing that people often leave out of their lawn program. And it's actually the most important part. This isn't, when we try to sell you lime with your fertilizer, we're not trying to push an appetizer on you at the restaurant. It's not, that sort of a thing there. Lime is what's responsible for your soil's pH. pH works on a scale of 1 to 14, with 1 being very acidic and 14 being very alkaline. Lawns like to be in the 6.2 to 7, 6.5 to 7 range. They like it to be a little acidic, but not too much. Soil in Connecticut tends to be acidic because of our geographic location. If you go out into the Midwest, it's the complete opposite. It's very alkaline out there. But here where we grow our lawns, our soil tends to be acidic, too acidic for lawns. And the trouble with that is, pH just isn't an arbitrary thing. pH, there's a lot of science involved and chemistry involved with how plants are able to use their nutrients that are in the soil, the nutrients that you're spending money on to give to your lawn. If the pH is wrong, and this isn't just true of lawns, this is true of any plant, but if the pH isn't correct, the plants can't use the nutrients you're giving them. It's just the chemical process that has to happen for your lawn to take nitrogen or for your lawn to take phosphorus can't happen if the pH is incorrect. So having your pH correct is going to ensure that the fertilizer you're spending money on for your lawn is actually going to work and you're going to have the best results with it. Another thing, and I tell people this all the time, if you have weeds in your lawn, people come in all the time for weed preventers and weed killers and tools to pull weeds out of the lawn and herbicides to kill the whole lawn so they can start all over again. Soil that is too acidic tends to be full of weeds. So if you have dandelions, if you have plantains, a lot of times weeds are telling you about your soil. So if you're struggling with weeds year after year after year, the very first place you want to start is to make sure your soil pH is correct. And in Connecticut, you really should be liming once a year, whether in the fall or whether in the spring. But you should be adding, and lime is relatively inexpensive compared to all the other products. So you should be using lime once a year, at least, preferably once in the spring, once in the fall. And right now is actually a perfect time to use lime. This is a fast-acting lime. It does take a little bit of time to break down, but put that down now so that your pH is correct when you fertilize a little bit later. On the subject of fertilizer, the organic fertilizers, like I have this Jonathan Green organic here, Organic fertilizers are made out of animal byproducts. They're not a synthesized chemical, and they're not water soluble, kind of dissolve when they get wet sort of thing, like we're going to talk about over here. So they're made primarily of things like bone meal and blood meal and feather meal, you know, things that take time to break down. So if you are looking to fertilize your lawn and you are using organic lawn care products, organic lawn fertilizer, now is a great time to put that down, because that's going to take a little bit of time to break down, and it'll be there and it'll be ready for your plants or for your lawn when they're ready to start growing in a couple weeks. And you know, once they start, they start. It's like somebody flips a switch. So organic fertilizer for your lawn can go now. This over here is a favorite product of ours. So Jonathan Green, Love Your Soil. This is not a lawn food. This is actually a food for your soil biology. So if you are doing an organic lawn program already or are thinking of starting one, Love Your Soil is something you definitely want to consider using, because that's going to stimulate and get the biology in your soil going. So this is something else that you can use now. So these are all products that you can use within the next 1 to 2, 3 weeks, basically the rest of March. You could safely go ahead and use these. Timing is good there. Over here in the do not touch just yet pile is a couple things that people always come in first for. Grass seed and weed and crabgrass preventers. And I can kind of talk about these guys collectively as a group, because there's one thing that they all require to work properly, and that is a soil temperature has to be correct. Weeds are going to germinate when the soil temperature reaches 55 degrees. Your grass seed is going to germinate when the soil temperature reaches 55 degrees. They don't care about the air temperature. They don't care if it was 80 degrees last Tuesday. The seeds won't germinate till we get a 55-degree soil temperature, and that takes a while. I mean, our soil, it's been winter. Our soil's been frozen for months and months and months. It takes more than a few 70-degree days to warm that soil up. And especially, and then it varies. You know, if you have shady parts of your yard, you know, it may take longer. So grass seed, crabgrass, and weed preventers, I would steer clear of using those in the month of March. It's just the soil does not reach the temperature that it's needed to be for seeds to germinate in the month of March here. It just doesn't happen. So these are all April products. You can put grass seed down now. It's going to sit there for weeks. You're going to have to water it every day. And it's going to sit there, and you're going to have to hope that the birds don't come and eat it all. They're starting to migrate now. So if you can restrain yourself and wait and put your grass seed down, April is better. And if we've ever talked to you about crabgrass preventer before and weed preventer, we always use the forsythias as kind of an indicator for when you can go ahead and use these products. And the forsythias are those yellow plants you see everywhere. Even if you don't know anything about plants, you probably know what a forsythia is. You see them almost in everyone's yard, along the roadside, growing along the highway. They're the yellow ones. They'll be blooming in probably 3 or 4 weeks. Once you start seeing yellow, and you don't have to wait for full bloom forsythias, once you start noticing that yellow driving around, you have about a 2-week window to use your crabgrass and your weed preventers. So that's when you can buy them now, so that you have them, so you don't have to go driving in a panic to grab a crabgrass preventer as soon as you see some forsythias. You can buy them now and have them ready, and you don't have to use them that day. There's about a 2-week window once you start seeing that yellow from the forsythias that you can use your crabgrass and your weed preventers in your lawn. Differences though, and timing is critical. These products are expensive, and if you don't get the timing right, it's a waste. They literally just go right through the soil without doing their job. The synthetic varieties prevent seeds from germinating. The organic weed preventers and crabgrass preventers, which are derived from corn gluten, they don't prevent the seed from germinating. They prevent the seed from forming roots after they germinate. So timing is critical on both these products. So we're going to ask you to wait till April. Again, you can buy them now so you have them ready, but wait until you see those forsythias to do anything over here, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so if any of you are longtime or regular customers here at the Gardener Center, you know we take more of an organic approach to things and a more responsible approach to solutions to problems in the garden. And, you know, over the years, we have phased out balloons here at the store. We have phased out of Roundup and other weed killers with glyphosate. We no longer handle or sell systemic insect killers. We have really just decided that there are more responsible ways to garden, and that's really kind of our message, and it's really what we're trying to deliver to people is gardening responsibly. You know, we all love and care about our kids and our dogs and our cats and our pets in Long Island Sound, and so we're just moving in that direction. So we have, if you're longtime customers, you know we have phased out of a lot of products over the years. And, you know, after talking for a few years, you know, Chris and myself and the rest of the staff here have decided that it's time for us to get out of the chemical lawn care business. I'm talking about the synthetic products, you know, the artificially, chemically made lawn care products. Whether we like it or not, just because of where we are, these products end up in Long Island Sound. There's no nice way to say it. They end up there, and organic products have come such a long way, and we're so good at telling people how to use them properly, and we know so much about them now that we're pushing ourselves into that organic direction with them. You know, this is kind of like, I think it was 6 or 7 years ago when CVS decided to stop selling tobacco products. Even though they sold millions of dollars worth of tobacco products, they just decided to do that because it was the right thing to do. And we're in the same position. We just realized it's the right thing to do at this point. So we are going to be phasing out of all of our synthetic lawn care products. We have all of them. If you've been buying them from us, we have them right now in stock. We will not be bringing any more in though. So when they're gone, they're gone. And we're proud of our decision, and we're hoping that you all will be too. We know it's the right thing to do. And if any of you are already doing an organic lawn care product or organic lawn care program for your lawn, or maybe you might want to think about it now that we're not going to be carrying these other products, I'm going to be doing an organic lawn care seminar on Saturday, April 2nd at 10:30 here at the store. And it's going to be a really important one because, you know, it's not really a subject where it's like, well, you got to do this and this and this. To do the lawn care organic programs, the organic lawn care programs, you kind of have to unlearn what you've been doing with these other products for years and years and years. And it's actually, I love going through the unlearning process of the organic lawn care programs. So I'm hoping that you guys will consider joining us on that date. Again, it's April 2nd at 10:30 here at the Gardner Center. I'm looking forward to seeing you all, and I'll see you next week.